we're outside. We're going to test out this Bugsaway gear. Hey guys, it's Irene and welcome to So Basic, or welcome back if you're already a subscriber and already used to this channel. Thank you so much for your likes and subscribes, your comments. Today we're gonna do a unpackaging, because technically there's no box involved, but a unboxing, unpackaging of some products I got from Exofficio. Now, this brand I have to credit my friend and neighbor Bonnie for introducing me to, because I'd never heard of them before. And I am what you would consider a bug magnet, bar none. If we were standing next to each other and there were a billion people around, the bugs would come to me. That is what kind of magnet I am to bugs. It doesn't matter where I am, and summer is one of those seasons where they are just out. And right now, because there's a super bloom, because we had unseasonably wet weather in California, there are so many bugs coming out of the woodwork. These clothings by Exofficio, they have a specific line called Bugsaway. Insectshield is a company that created this technology that would take this chemical called permethrin. Wow. Permethrin, which is known to be a really great bug repellent. They created a technology where they would integrate permethrin into the fibers of the clothing. It lasts for about 70 washes. Until those 70 washes are up, you're basically wearing bug repellent clothes. Permethrin is incredibly effective. I should know because I actually purchased the chemical in a bottle. They do sell it at Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, those kind of stores, even Walmart, where you could basically buy the spray and you could spray down, hose down your own clothing, but that only lasts for about 6 washes. And that's because the chemicals are sitting on top of the clothes. They're not interwoven into the fibers of the clothes like what insectshield does with their Bugsaway line. Got a top and a bottom, so we're gonna do an unpackaging. Let me see if there's an easier way to open this. Has anyone ever done this where you open a package and you accidentally puncture the goods in the no? Just me? Okay. Just checking. Never happened to me. I was asking for a friend. I ordered this after much hemming and hawing. They were having a sale, but I was hemming and hawing because their website's a little bit tricky. If you're really looking for bug repellent specific clothes, you'd have to go under their Bugsaway tab, because otherwise it's really hard to comb through what is and what isn't. And under that category, it should be pretty clear. But if you go in the sales section, sometimes it's not clear. You would have to select the technology, but sometimes that filter doesn't always work well. It excludes certain items that does have Bugsaway technology and is on sale, but it won't show up. So I did a little bit of combing, and it was hard to tell with the sizing because the review said one thing and sometimes the reviewer didn't reveal what their specs were. They're like, oh, it's too large, or buy size up, or buy size down, and they didn't describe how big they were. Sometimes it was just how tall they were, just how much they weigh, but that kind of depends on the other specs. So you could weigh a lot more, but if you're really tall, that makes sense. But if you're really short and you weigh a lot, that's usually a different spec, you know? So it was very hard to tell based on the measurements, because they had one baseline measurement for all tops. And you know how, for at least for women's clothes, it just varies by design. So this might be a medium and fit me perfectly. I love it. But if you wear a medium in a different brand, you might not be able to fit into it. So all those fun things. So I bought, as I drop things. So this is the shirt. This one is the Cia Norte. And this particular company seems like a very big travel and adventure brand. I see that in a lot of outdoor stores, such as REI, Safari Supply. And that makes sense, right? Because these clothing are, oh, sorry, I should do that now. So it was in this plastic and it has a nice little label. I got an extra small in the Cia Norte, and this is a Bugsaway shirt. It's very, very thin. It's very thin material. How thin? That's a joke. If you've watched my channel, there's a video where I'm like, it's so thin, it's so thin, it's like more thin, it's like really super thin. And then the joke is like, how thin really is it? So she swears by it. She had a very bad season last year with wasps and horseflies, and it was not good. She had a really bad allergic reaction. And she swears by it. She says even if there are any holes or any disrepair, the bug repellent aspect really does work and last, because they just seem to like fly past her when they'll, you know, bother the dog she's walking or a neighbor that she's walking with. So I appreciated her recommendation, and she's very serious about that, and she hikes as much as I do, which is pretty much every day. She actually goes twice a day. She is a rock star. So one of the things that really appealed to me was obviously the insect shield technology. 70 washes, you can just wash as normal. You should probably try to wash together with other products treated with the insect shield, but it's built in, so you never have to respray or reapply. They did have short sleeve products and tank tops, but I really wanted, I'm so sensitive. Bugs love me, so I didn't want to take any risks, and I feel like any exposed skin is just an invitation for bugs. So this one's long sleeve. It has a mesh panel on the back, so it should be really breathable. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, can you see? And I love the details of the design of the shirt. So it's a little bit off shoulder, the seams of the shirt, because if you're hiking or outdoors wearing backpacks for long, or traveling with a backpack, it actually is off kilter, so that way the strap and the seam of the shirt won't meet, so you're not gonna get irritation or marks. So that's really, I love that detail. One of the things that really attracted me to this shirt also was that it is made with dry release technology, which means that the clothing fibers itself have built-in moisture wicking properties, and it's forever. It's not one of those things that are chemically treated. That part of this shirt doesn't go away with 70 washes. It's just the way that the fibers are created. It also has Silvadur, which is antimicrobial finish and odor management, so you're gonna smell less, it's gonna smell less. Oh, it's also UPF 50, which is great because I'm gonna primarily wear this outdoors when I'm hiking or walking my dog, and I love that I don't have to worry about that. My dermatologist did tell me that I do have a little bit of sun damage on my shoulders, and sometimes I'm not as good about putting sunblock on my body. I'm really, obviously, as you guys all know, really good about putting it on my face, but sometimes I do forget. I also don't like how if I do spray myself down with the sunblock, I get it all over my dog and she ends up smelling like sunblock for the rest of the day. I don't want the chemicals on her, I don't want the smells on her, but you know, this is a nice balance. And supposedly it's because of its thinness and moisture wicking properties, a lot of the reviews said that, you know, just kept people really cool over a long period of time. I got 2 of these bandanas. They're about $7.95 per bandana by Insect Shield, not Exofficio, on Amazon. These were $2.97, $3. And I read some reviews and they said that they were able to put the bandana on the dog and it kept pretty much all bugs off them. And so originally it's $12 and I got it for basically $3. So I bought 2, one for me and one for my dog. I like to hike past sunset. In the days that I don't have a hat on, look at this bad boy, I can wear this on my head and it'll keep my head protected from, oh, it's also UFP 30, so it is sun protection. So this is what it looks like. It's 23 by 23, I assume inches. Voila. What else did I get? Ah, this is the Exofficio Bugsaway Viana pants. I love to do off-trail hiking. Maybe I can show you guys some of the off-trails that I do on this channel. I don't recommend them for novices or people, even if you are a great hiker. Right now is not the season per se. I'm gonna get this bad boy open. Just because there's so much overgrown foliage, it's so hard to tell where the trail starts and continues and ends. And so it would be easy to get lost if you don't know what you're doing. And there's really poor reception on a lot of the hiking trails. And I don't want people to get lost and, you know, have a hard time. That's how a lot of those tragic events happen. You know, people are fatigued before they start the hikes or their adventure and they start making bad calls. And that's the #1 reason I'm told that people actually end up needing rescues. So don't do that. But anyways, so on the secret trails and the off trails that I go on, it's really overgrown to all the bugs. So hopefully this will actually help me out and I can continue going on off trails. So this is UPF 50, and I'll try this on for you. A couple of its attributes. Obviously, it has the insectshield Bugsaway technology. It's supposed to be lightweight, made of nylon, and it's also supposed to be quick drying and abrasion resistant and durable, which is very important because I love leggings, and I too, like my dog, like to be as naked as possible. But you do need some protective layer between you and the elements, especially when you're going through a lot of the brush and the overgrown vegetation. A lot of times I come out with cuts and I don't even know I have them, and I'll be like, what did that happen? And that's usually because I'm scratching, like climbing through brush and branches, and I just don't know them until later, and they do cause holes in clothes that are not abrasion resistant. So I'm really excited. So this will probably be a lot more durable. Okay. And it has this functionality where you can roll it up, and there are snaps where you can snap it, so that way if it gets too hot on the trail or on your adventure and or you don't want to get the pants wet, because they're not waterproof. And that's better because waterproofing, sometimes that layer can make the clothing particularly hot, and you don't want to be overheated. You want to be ventilated. Hey guys, so I am wearing everything that I just showed you guys. So I'm gonna probably wear the bandana like this. Be great for those days where my hair is not looking its best. Also really nice to keep my hair out of the way. I just tied it down under here and then just pulled it over. And if you want to really keep your head protected, you could always put your hair ponytail like this and then tuck this in underneath the, and then you're really protected back there. But probably not, I'll probably just leave it down. I feel like my hair is a little bit of protection too around my neck. My friend told me that with this Bugsaway repellent clothing, it just kind of creates an aura of like anti-bugness, and so they usually stay away from you, even the exposed area. So that's A+, because then I don't have to be covered from head to toe in the heat. Love that the mesh, some people complain, they're like, oh, it's so like, I didn't feel comfortable, but I'm comfortable. I like that the mesh panel comes all the way here and is all the back. So you really, because that's where it gets really hot when you're wearing a backpack, an extra sweater or jacket on. That's sort of where you get, I think, the hottest. And I like that it's airy, so it'll be nice to see how cool that keeps me. It is a little bit on the sheer side. I'm probably gonna be wearing an actual sports bra, so I don't really care. It does come split here. I think it's supposed to make it more movement friendly, but some people complained about that too. This is an extra small. One of the reasons I hemmed and hawed purchasing these items was because they were final sale. I mean, of course I could just, you know, sell them brand new on Poshmark or something, but I want to wear them, so I wanted to buy the correct size. This was actually worth $65. I got it on sale for about $25, and it was the only shirt that had checked all the boxes. UPF, protected, Bugsaway, Wonderlux, and dry release technology. So these are the pants. I also got them, I believe, in a size 2. Yes, I got this in size 2 in the carbon color. They also have sort of like a darker military green. I was thinking about that, but I feel like this combo, the whole entire ensemble, if I decide to go traveling, I can get away with wearing this in the streets. Versus if I had the green, which kind of leads to sort of more of an outdoorsy feel. Very cool if you want to be like Indiana Jones style, which I love, but sometimes it doesn't blend as well when you're actually going out and about around town if you're traveling. So I feel like this ensemble I can probably, maybe not the bandana, but I can probably get away with it. Also note that this bandana has a giant tag, so you may have to cut that out. About these pants, so this is carbon and size 2. I also was a little bit concerned because it wasn't quite clear based on the measurement. I knew I was gonna fit the hips, and I do like that it's actually quite flattering, right? It doesn't look big, bulky, and baggy. It does look kind of nice. And it doesn't feel tight. There's movement. I definitely can walk around in it. It doesn't feel too hot, but it doesn't feel like too flimsy. I like these big pockets here, and I like having pockets here. I just love when women's clothing actually have appropriate pockets, because it's astounding, but it's like for some reason we're just not allowed to have pockets. I like that it's quick drying. So they were saying that these pants, because they're not drawstring, and usually hiking pants or outdoor pants have elastic, so it's kind of like a one-size-fits-all kind of deal, but these weren't. So I was a little bit concerned and curious about the sizing, because I knew that I would fit in the hips and the butt area, but the waist was kind of confusing, because my waist is I have like a very hourglass figure, so my waist is technically here, and it was still bigger somehow than their measurements that they propose on the website. But I read some of the reviews and they said it was a little bit roomier, and it is. So there is about this much space on the top. And these are button snap closure with a zip. So there's not a lot of room for error there. There's a little bit of room for me, but not a lot of room for error. So if I bought a size up, it would have been way too big. If I bought a size down, it would be way too small. So the inseam isn't perfect, but it's not bad. So it kind of grazes right down there. But that's good, because for me personally, when I hike, I like to have my pants wide enough so I can put it over my hiking boots. That way there's less opportunity for things to go into my boots. So you can roll this up. And see that snap right here? You can actually roll this up and you can snap it. Oh, there you go, maybe this way. Ah, snapping is not easy. Oh, there we go. It's very satisfying. And then you have two areas to snap, so for security, so it's not always gonna constantly rolling down. And voila! You have full length coverage, and then you have some capri style. So if you get a little bit toasty hiking, traveling, you have that option in case you haven't packed your shorts. So all in all, I totally dig what I'm wearing. I totally love what I got. The sizing was perfect. Do the true fit quiz based on clothing you actually own and have worn before and know the sizing of. These pants are originally $90. I got them for 35 bucks. Well, $35.99, so closer to 36. I think it's well worth getting a new sale. What do you guys think? So I hope this review has been really helpful for those of you guys that are looking for insect repellent technology, travel style, hiking style, and or just a pleasure style. So hopefully this helps you in the sizing, quality, and wear department. And I will give you guys an update when I'm actually hiking to let you know how it feels, how it works out there. Guys, this is the ultimate test. I am on my favorite hiking trail. This is where the bugs know and love me. I usually immediately get itchy because there's some tiny little bug that crawls into my shirt, but so far so good. The only thing I feel is a little bit of itch right here, but that's probably because they can get through the back. But so far so good. And I feel cool, calm and collected in the shirt and in the pants. Hey guys, so just a quick update post-hike. The hike was beautiful. For the most part, I didn't feel itchy. I think there was one point where it was like a little bit like itchy here. I don't think it was the fabric because nowhere else is itchy, but sometimes they have like these tiny little bugs and or they're like little invisible sticks that kind of go through the fabric. That has happened before, and I did pick up my dog at some point, so it's possible that it could have gotten on the clothes, because overall I felt great. Usually I immediately get like something right here. It's always right here, like they just know where to go, and I feel them like already going up my pants and stuff like that because I'm a magnet. But at the very end of our hike, we were coming down this like grove of trees, and I felt like something hit my head, and so instinctively I thought it was like a leaf or something or some shrubbery, so I went like this, and the bugger bit me right here. And I flung it down, and luckily, I flung it down fast enough so that it wasn't gonna like stick to my hand, but it bit me before I released it. It was gross. It was like that big. Ugh. But to be fair, as my friend pointed out, I did have a jacket over this shirt that wasn't Bugsaway, so it's very possible that this just wasn't enough to repel. For the most part, I didn't feel any, I didn't have any ticks on me. I didn't feel any mosquitoes. I didn't feel those little tiny bugs that you can't see but you can feel. I didn't feel them on me at all, so it was just that little spider. They sent him as an emissary to make sure that I still knew they were around. But overall, I felt it was a pleasant experience. I might just have to get a Bugsaway jacket and or get that permethrin spray and douse it over my jackets. But overall, great times were had by all, and I will continue to report about the wear of this ensemble. Thanks, guys.